I'm chilling.
Just lounging. Dude, that can opening sounds pretty good, but the best sound in sports, do you know what it is?
EA Sports. It's in the game. That guy's really good.
The microphone on a swish, like in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like NBA free throw.
Nailed it.
Like,
You guys good here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. Does my audio sound good?
You sound pretty loud.
Okay.
I'm trusting you guys.
All right.
Justin sounds pretty loud. We all sound. It's a bit louder than usual
Yeah. When in doubt, just put me lower.
because he's going to talk louder on the thing.
Yeah. I get excited sometimes. Yeah. I don't know. Jesse's good at dancing. Good job, Jesse.
Doing it.
Well, all right. We don't really have agenda, but we got the team in town, so we figured we'd kind of hop on and talk about CrossFit or something, wherever the conversation takes us. But if you guys don't know, these are my coaches, Adam Neiffer, Jesse Bifano, both affiliate owners since 2009, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
that's right.
Yeah,
Who's-
this is
who's-
14 and a half years.
Whose gym was open first?
October 17 was us.
Was that 2008 or 2009?
2009. Because we'll be 15 years this October.
Oh, yeah. We're 15 years this month.
This month?
Yeah.
So he's
March.
older.
6 months older.
Dang. What a loser.
Like the older
Who's
guys.
older in life?
Yeah, who's older in life?
Oh, man, we'd have to run the numbers.
Jesse got the...
Jesse's older, wiser, and better looking.
What did Trista say you were?
Oh, man. Trista.
Like 57, was it?
No,
That was
I
her-
think it was 53.
Yeah, I was same
like-
as her. She's good. That's how old my dad is.
Did you say 53?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thanks,
That's
Trista.
hurtful. I guess.
Only a decade off.
Yeah. Plus minus.
Plus, minus.
But yeah, so just gonna hop on, kind of talk about CrossFit. We've been working together since me and Adam started in 2019, right, Adam?
Yeah, like about this time of year.
About this time of year,
Yeah.
yeah. I reached out to Adam before the 2019 CrossFit Games Open, and I don't think I really heard back much. I think it was a no. And then I was working with one of my good friends, Sun Chang, and he didn't think my coach at the time was doing the best job possible. So he was egging me on to kind of reach out to someone. He knew Adam from competing at the CFE championship, and I reached out. Adam said no. We reached out again before the Open. He's like, you know what? Like, write me a letter and kind of see like if I can help you or whatnot. He didn't think I was going to respond. I did. And kind of like, he was every single person that I reached out with was like, hey, $300 a month and I'll give you programming. And then Adam was like the only person that kind of was like, once he's like, well, first let me see if I think I can help you. And then once that was established, he was like, you know what? We're just starting the Open. I don't know you much as an athlete, so I think it would be really good if you stayed with your coach through the Open, and because he knows you so much better. I'll help you out if I can, but at least let's get through the Open and see if this is a good fit and I have like reasons to help. So at least that's how I kind of remember it.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember just the Open, just talking to you and just being like, hey, like, what are you up to? What are you thinking? How's this going to go? And then just really just kind of looking at the workouts. I think you did a couple of them twice that year.
Yeah.
And just kind of game planning like, hey, what can you learn from that effort? How can you do better?
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was like the first time that I really talked about like strategy in a sense, like to the level of like Adam. I remember my coach was just like, it was the workout of lunge it, like however far lunge, box step ups, handstand push-ups, and then handstand walk. And I did the workout. I did pretty well. And then I sent the video to Adam and my other coach at the time. And my other coach sent like a sticky note back of like, do bigger sets on your lunges, like bigger sets of handstand push-ups, and like handstand walk faster was pretty much. And Adam kind of wrote out a whole spreadsheet of like what times I finished each set, how many sets I took on my handstand push-ups and such. And I redid the workout. I think I got like top 10 worldwide. It was just like so much better than I've ever done in a workout just from like having a good strategy. And I was like, all right, well, this is going to work. Like, this was awesome. Like, and I really wanted to make it happen. And yeah, I think since then it was like really, really good fit. What did you notice the first time when you started working with Adam and Jesse, or was there a difference? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I think I definitely had, like, when I started CrossFit, an idea of what, like, I was just doing the gym programming at the time. And then I had an idea of what individualized programming was. And I definitely, like, I mean, being in Australia, it's a little bit hard, like remote coaching. But then I remember the first time coming and, like, working with Adam, and I was like, oh, like, this is what
it's like.
Yeah,
or like, this is
is
what I thought it would be, or this is like what the next level is.
Yeah, this is like the top of the food chain.
Yeah. And that was 2019. I remember I did Wadapalooza in January and I got like 18th place. And then I went into May and I did Granite Games. So 3-4 months later. And I don't think I advanced in my fitness a super long ways. I started working with Adam like a month out from Granite Games and we didn't really think anything of it. I thought Granite Games and Wadapalooza were similar level of athletes and competitive nature. And I was going into the last event that weekend in a games qualifying spot, which was neither of us expected. I remember talking to Adam and he was debating about flying out for the last day of competition just because it was, I was not, did not think I was going to be in that position. And for better or worse, nerves got to me. I bombed the last event and dropped out of the qualifying spot. I think I needed to get like top 12 or something to like stay in a qualifying spot. And I got like 16th or I don't even know what I did. I got real bad.
You know, but the other thing that happened is you got real good at sandbags after that.
I got real good at sandbags after that. Yeah, it was a sandbag rope climb event, and
Yeah.
I got buried by the sandbag.
Yeah, the sandbag buried him, but I mean,
Did a lot
it
of
also-
sandbags
it
until the
motivated
Filthy
you.
150.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got another sandbag event at Filthy 150 and kind of got to turn that thing around,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is awesome. Qualified for
super
my
cool.
first games, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then kind of qualified for the games for 2020. I obviously didn't make it that year, the first year with Adam, and COVID hit. Crazy year, obviously, but once I got to the games, I ended up getting third place, which was awesome. And then we kind of, after that, made the decision to kind of expand the team. And that was one of the things that I think Adam and Jesse both do best is like, hey, they're very aware of, I think, what their specialty is and what they're good at. And they're willing to admit when there's someone that has like a greater amount of knowledge than them because they want to learn for one, but two, they want like the best for me, which was really cool. And I think that's when Adam met Jesse at the 10-year affiliate, or maybe you guys knew of each other before, right?
Yeah, actually, we were competitors.
It's true.
At a strongman competition.
That's right.
Oh, I have a
You should-
picture.
yeah, you
I have a
should.
picture of Jesse
Okay.
and Adam competing there.
Yeah.
I won't show you my phone right now.
Yeah,
It's hard to
we can
see,
just leave
but
that
I'll
off.
send it to Adam
You
and
can
we'll put that
Picture in your mind.
somewhere.
Just use imagination.
Just think high socks.
Two badass mother.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, so anyways, they knew of each other, kind of competing against each other. And they got to talking, I guess, at the 10-year affiliate thing.
Who won at the competition?
I think I don't remember.
I won.
Jesse, I can definitely remember.
Jesse remembers everything very clearly. I mean, it was a strongman competition, wasn't it?
That's true. That's true. Anyway, yeah, we ran across each other again at the 10-year affiliate gathering. And that was after the 2020 games when the CrossFit Total came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that's pretty much the biggest room for opportunity for Justin. And I was like, you know what? I know nobody better at helping people get stronger than Jesse Bifano. And so, you know, at the time when we first started working together, one of the things that we talked about was like, hey, we got to be together in person because I don't feel like I enjoy remote coaching or am as effective at remote coaching as when I get to see you daily. And so I didn't know how it would work with Jesse either because he's pretty much same boat.
Yeah.
But we were like, hey, let's try it for a couple months and see what happens. And that was November 2020.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because it's interesting. Like, because people have reached out from time to time over the years, and I've just said no, like just exactly for the same reasons. Is just not being able to get eyes on every day. And it was actually because of COVID that I was more aware of people on Zoom and FaceTime and said that I'd be willing to try it if we did all sessions over FaceTime. Yeah.
It's worked out pretty good. I mean, it's been 3 years now, and we
Still
put
at
in
it.
some hours on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, week in, week out.
I actually remember the first session that we had, and we hadn't like officially started working together, I don't think, at that point. But I remember it was like the first day of training with Justin, and we jumped on a call, and I don't love deadlifting at all.
Jesse
And-
doesn't either.
We had speed pulls, and I was like, I've never seen anyone talk so enthusiastically and knowledgeably about a movement in my life.
Oh, shoot.
Not
And-
wrong.
It was super helpful.
Deadlifts, great anyway. Conventional, sumo, bands, chain, frog stance, rack pull, block pull, pin pull.
You know how people like count sheep to go to bed? Like Jesse just counts ways to do deadlift.
Yeah. And that was my first memory.
Yeah, pretty good. I know, because we, at the beginning, we were doing 4 sessions a week pretty much on FaceTime.
At the very beginning?
Yeah, right?
No, we didn't. No,
It's
because
3, right?
we were doing 2.
2.
Because the plan was to work together. The commitment was November, December.
Yeah.
And that as you got into the start of January and the open training started, that would kind of wrap up that block. So we had about 8 weeks to work together, and we focused just on upper. So we're doing 2 upper sessions a week, and just did that through November, December. So we're just doing 2 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, I was like barely 190 pounds, I think, at the 2020
Just a
games.
little boy.
Just a little boy. And I had the most strength to gain in my upper body. And it's been a long process. But now when you look back from where I started in 2020 with you compared to where I'm at now, I mean, it's like such big difference.
Yeah,
you
you've
know?
almost caught me.
Almost got up to Elliot.
Well, I remember at the 2020 games too, like you standing next to like Matt Fraser and even Noah Olson,
Yeah.
and they were just like half again as thick as you.
Yeah.
Like it just looked like a boy amongst men.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a year of working with Jesse, and I was like, oh yeah, he belongs.
Yeah.
Like he plays the part.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to like quantify how much it's helped, because like you can look at the numbers in the lifts and obviously you can see the progression there, but I think it translates into so much more than just like squat, bench, dead. You know, like it's not just those things where we've made so many gains. You know, I mean, just the healthiness of my shoulders and like stability overhead and just like kind of bulletproofing my body to be like prepared to handle like CrossFit training, you know?
Yeah, when suboptimal conditions.
Yeah.
A little variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I think because we only really added lower as we moved from semifinals to the games that year, I think. Because we went through 2 sessions a week, and then in January, that first block added a 3rd session. So we're doing 3 upper sessions. So we were doing dynamic, max, and then accessory.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we got through semifinals, we started to be like, hey, I think we could make some changes to lower stuff or add in that as an opportunity. And we began adding that stuff in after semis, before the games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now we kind of switched. And now it's like 4, 2 and 2 now.
Yeah. And we hop on for the 2 max efforts
Yeah.
every week, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We talk probably a lot outside of that too, playing cart and stuff
Yeah.
in your butt.
Well,
we got to show Jesse's cart setup. We'll put your cart setup, little thing. We still need to go back and see like how many people. I forgot to like look, but we still want to make that happen. Maybe Mr. Bifano can be one of the racers.
I'll pick up the spare.
But yeah, I mean, I think working with Jesse, I mean, I would say my home gym obviously is awesome. Like you guys got to see it a lot at the announcement and stuff, but a lot of the reasons for the way it looks is because of Jesse. I mean, I wouldn't have half the amount of stuff if I wasn't working with Jesse,
Just
for sure.
outrageous list of demands.
Oh
and
my gosh,
requests.
it's endless, you know, and there's still probably so much stuff that he has on his mind that I need, but
As long as Rogue keeps building it.
yeah, as long as Rogue keeps coming out with stuff. But man, I mean, like the way our squat racks are set up, we can work out of inside of them, which is a lot different. I think if people were designing a home gym, even if like there was no limitations to it, I don't think it would end up the the way mine looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's very well suited for like doing the conjugate system for my strength training and being very optimal for CrossFit. You know, because like you look at the equipment list for CrossFit, you don't really need that much stuff,
Totally.
and it's very different than the conjugate method of training. But it's honestly really similar to CrossFit in the variations and variety of stuff that we get up to.
Yeah, I mean, the principles are the same. Like both groups are
Constantly varied.
constantly varied functional movement as it pertains to what those goals are. And then in high intensity, like we're hitting maxes, dynamic effort. I think you would say that
Dude, I got
the
wrecked
hard
yesterday.
days are the dynamic days.
Yeah.
Like it's not, the max effort is not the hardest day of the week.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And it's crazy. I mean, we max out lifts twice a week.
Week in,
Every
week out.
week.
Yep.
And
PRs almost every time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And like, it's just like in a CrossFit class, like how many times do you guys redo a workout in a given year? You know? I mean, it's not that often. And you would think just if you're maxing out twice a week, you're going to have so much overlap. And it's just not the case. I mean, you just heard Jesse ramble off a whole list of different types of deadlifts that you can max out all those variations, you know?
I think
change the bar, change everything.
Yeah, and just the wear and tear on the body. I think often sometimes people feel like, I think, and similar with CrossFit. I think too much variety equals master of none of the things. But it's just not. It's just not the case. Like the variety is what continues to force the body to like make adaptations and keep changing. And I think my preference to like a heavy single over a 3 or 5 is I think the exposure is much lower for the athlete maxing out a single properly than maxing out a 3 or 5 rep.
Yeah.
And I think the other one, I mean, we had that when you first were up in Squamish and there was an error on the loading for the barbell.
Who
I do
made,
remember.
I mean, it could have been anybody.
who was the error?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
And also, we don't need to name names. But it was an interesting piece to think about for like a games level CrossFitter, and just the piece of like, you should plan on never missing a lift, and occasion with like the squat, bench, deadlifts and the variety of those. It's Olympic lifting is a little different, but that idea that you sometimes it does happen, but then also having there's no panic and like you have to take that lift again, or you just move on to the accessory work because you're going to max again next week, even if it's not exactly the same lift.
Yeah.
I mean, I was super mad about it.
At the time, it didn't.
But I didn't know it was misloaded at the time. I thought I'd missed the lift because I just like didn't have it. And I was like,
Man, they're still feeling so good.
yeah, I was like, the lift before just felt so good.
And you were...
It's like
How
this
much?
one was like 20 kilos heavier or something.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
First establish trust.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we could talk forever about that, but I just wanted to touch on 2 other things about you guys. I mean, you guys have been not only a part of like affiliate owners for 10 years, but I mean, Adam's a 10 times CrossFit Games competitor, which I don't think a lot of people know. A CrossFit Games champion in the team division, been on the podium twice, which is pretty crazy to think about. I mean, what year did you first go to the CrossFit Games? I mean, you spectated in...
I mean, I was at 2009. Yeah,
2009.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember you saying like you slept at the ranch one night.
Yeah.
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 Just
why not? I was
Yeah.
there. I was just trying to soak everything in. I was like, we had no money. It was like there was 8 of us, and we had one hotel room at the Motel 6 in Gilroy, California. And I remember everybody being like, "Oh, well, that's the end of the day." And so head back to the hotel. I was like, "No, I'm staying." And so I had my sleeping bag already with me, and yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
2009 first games, goes back 2010s and wins it in the teams division.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Got a lot of fit friends, so that's helpful.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
On that though, I mean, I think it's pretty special. I mean, you see some of these games teams and they put together 4 or 6 at the time, like really good athletes, and then once you see one of those or 2 of those athletes kind of move on to something else, that team kind of fades. But I think one of the special things at CrossFit Fort Vancouver, like how many different, you guys had like almost 30, like high 20s, right? And amount of people you had on those teams over the 10 years?
Yeah. We had, in 10 years, we had 25 different athletes on the team.
Which is crazy. I mean, and they're all like I won't say like built at CrossFit Fort Vancouver, like members of the community that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, at that time it was, a lot of the gym training for health and training to make their lives better through CrossFit. And then a small handful being like, well, hey, I want to see what's possible.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want to challenge the limits of my capacity. And because we weren't making a living as athletes, we all had other things going on. People would, they would move on. We had a few people go into the military, start families, move away, this or that. And so it was like, hey, next person up, whoever it is that wants to try to make a spot on the team. They do the open just like everybody else. And the best people at the gym would represent our team every year. And that was something that I'm really proud of, is just the fact that our affiliate team was made up of people that trained at our affiliate.
Yeah, man, it was really so cool to like do that, and especially like people talk about like early on in CrossFit, like the difference between CrossFit in 2010 and then like at 2018 or whatever you want to say, it's so vastly different. And then to be able to evolve through that. I mean, one of the best examples of that individual division's Annie, I mean, she's been there and the OG at the ranch and's competed every year and had success all the way through. I mean, winning it early, like 2012 she won, I think. And then getting back on the podium again in 2021 is just crazy.
Post-baby.
Yeah, post-baby, which
Incredible.
is just nuts. And I think Adam's team, I mean, they won it in 2010, made it back every single year, and then was back on the podium at third place in 2017. And to like have success in the sport for like that amount of time, I mean, it's very rare to see, And I think that's
It's a dynasty.
It's a dynasty.
You know what? A lot of fit friends. And also, I think we just started doing it before people realized how to compete. You talked about like when we first met, like you were already fit, like, and we competed at the same regionals in 2018.
Yep.
Was that your senior year in high school?
No, that was my freshman. I competed at regionals 2017 and 18. 17 was my senior year. 18 was my freshman year in college.
Right. At Del Mar, like they combined regions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is wild. And so that like this base of fitness was there. And then, as you progress in the sport, just learning like how to compete is a big game changer. And that was something that we were able to learn, I think, pretty early on in the process that helped us to be able to maybe even compete at a level that was higher than our fitness in a lot of ways, but just try to maximize like the tools that we had.
Yeah. And I mean, which is awesome. And Jesse was like kind of on the other side of that. I mean, you were helping run some of the regionals, right?
Well, I did actually compete technically.
Oh, you did? When?
I went to Can West region. So in 09.
On a team or individual?
I competed as an individual.
What place did you end up in?
Oh, I think I ended up in 10th.
What was like your best event that year? Do you remember?
1K run, I think.
The deadlift guy? 1K run.
What was your like strength and weaknesses? Like, what did you like to see?
Long Metcon. Like, so there was also like a 20-minute like AMRAP that was like full like 4 movement AMRAP. It was like wall ball, box jumps, deadlifts, and burpees, I think.
Sound like Ellie, man. This is like a good workout for Ellie.
And then we did that. There was a 1K run, and then the event 3 was 1RM clean and jerk, which is like worst case scenario. I hit a
not like Ellie.
Totally middle of the road, like reasonable lift at I think 195 or 200.
Man.
Yep. There was 2 guys who went 245.
That's not even reasonable middle of the road for the women's division anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, it's the two guys went
like
245, and it was like, can you even imagine being that strong? Like one of them was a football player for Calgary. Like, and it's like, man, 245 clean and jerk.
Canadian
like,
football.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. to be fair, asterisks.
Is that actually soccer?
I don't know.
I don't know what Canadian football is. What is Canadian football?
It's like
it's a down version.
It's similar
of American
to
football.
American football.
Oh, so you do have that.
Except there's like I'm not the person to ask.
It's like completely
Jesse,
different.
name 3 NFL football teams.
San Francisco, Mahomes.
That's,
I know Mahomes.
So far, we got one city and one person. No teams.
No teams. He saw the quarterback series, so it's kind of a jambalaya of all that stuff.
Yeah, but no, I was in the men's finals. So they took the top 6. So I think it was at 8th place going into the last event.
Heck yeah.
And it was Jackie. And actually, I was like, I'm in Jackie. I've been thrusters have always been a nightmare, and but the row and the pull-ups I felt pretty good about, and like paced the row out where I'd done Jackie like a month or so before, and felt good about it, and the thrusters just got past.
What was a good Jackie time back then?
Mine at the time was 6:32, I think.
That's still a really good Jackie time.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's 7:32. But I feel like
fuzzy.
I feel like it was 6:32,
but
and I think I ended up being a little slower than that at that event, and then other people were like low sixes.
Yeah.
Like I definitely got passed by. I got beat by more people than I thought I would, and I think I
like
went
that
from
might be
8th
in
to
like the
10th place.
7-minute range. Is it because isn't like a really fast Jackie now like low sixes?
I feel like it's low fives.
Yeah,
It's low fives?
I feel pretty.
Maybe I'm losing it.
I feel pretty good about that 6 minute.
Maybe
being
my
like
Jackie time is just not good.
But
Like the thing I could beat
But that
Jesse Bifano in 2009 or 10 or whenever this was.
just in my ASIC running shoes.
Yeah. Sick.
What did you say? ASIC?
Yeah,
What do you say?
ASIC,
ASIC? But what's the other one? Oh, Adidas?
Adidas.
Yeah.
That's how you're meant to say it.
I know. I guess it is.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're same as Adidas in Canada.
You're meant to say Adidas.
Didn't you say, is it Puma different too or no?
Puma.
Puma. Pew, pew.
Puma.
That's what I think of.
But I mean, that was a change for me. Like that event for sure. I was like, love CrossFit, love what this is about, but I'm like, this isn't my individual style as a competitor. Like the variety and those sort
And
of
that was
pieces.
what year?
That was 09. And then 010 I got, or not 010, just 10.
Just 10.
I got Dave called me in the September of 2010, like
The
a month.
Dave Castro?
The Dave Castro. Yep. Called me like a month before our gym even opened, and was like, OPT had referred my name forward to him to host sectionals.
Yeah.
It was sectionals, right?
Sections, yeah.
So asked to host BC sectional qualifiers, and was like, yep, 100%. I mean, we opened our gym in a month, so it should be
Jesse
fine.
has a hard time saying no.
And so we hosted sectionals in spring of 2010. And then the next year I worked at regionals as a head judge, and then comp director until 2015, I think I was at the games in 2015, helping out here and there.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
The
good times.
CrossFits.
Good times, good CrossFit. And then just found the deadlift, huh? Changed your life.
And then, yeah. Turns out.
When did you start doing the conjugate system?
Well, yeah. So that was actually, it was funny too, because I was also Dave. So I saw a video on CrossFit Journal of Dave Castro dragging a sled out in a parking lot somewhere with his like hands below his, like doing a duck walk sled pull. So wrists below the knees, like pulling forward. I was like, man, I don't know what is this about? And then that was where CrossFit first started talking to, I think it was Dave Tate first, who was a West Sider. Then he runs Elite FTS. And then they got on pretty quickly from him to Louis. And Jordan Glasser, who owns CrossFit West, and we flew out to the first seminar they did at Westside Barbell that wasn't for seminar staff. And I'd read the book like twice at that point, and then went to that seminar, met Shane and Laura there. And then it just, I mean, to me, it just felt like it was exactly the right fit. It had all the same principles, all the same characteristics, same mentality, like go hard, put full effort into all your sessions. There's no, like, it's not, Globo gym training. It was the same attitude of CrossFit, but applied to the, just lifting and accessory works.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say I saw Dave's video of him.
Deadlifting?
This Dave deadlift video?
Just felt inspired.
It's spinal.
If you guys haven't seen the Dave deadlift video, we also should put that in, because that is amazing.
Pretty epic.
It's pretty epic.
It could play in the background while we do the podcast.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, the whole podcast. He's still going. He's almost done.
It's like 45 seconds. Right?
Yeah, it's long.
It's a long haul.
Yeah.
Hey, you grind through it though.
Yeah,
But
it's impressive effort.
so I want to keep this thing a little bit short, so we'll wrap this thing up. But I have a question. I have two questions actually.
Is it about stars?
No, we'll end with one about stars. But okay, how long, like whales in the ocean, how often do you think they have to breathe?
Whales?
Yeah, whales. I mean, they're sea creatures. They live in the ocean. Like, how often do you think you have to come up for air?
I'm gonna guess every hour.
Every hour?
Well, I come up for air I'm good for about 10 to 15 seconds.
This thing's
So
a
whale might be like 2 times that.
2 times. Yeah, that's about
30 seconds.
every 30 seconds.
I mean, how long can you be underwater for?
Well, they're
They're a
sea
whale.
creature.
They're a sea creature.
Well,
They live in the water.
how long do other things live underwater for?
Well,
I mean,
okay,
fish can breathe underwater.
Fish can breathe underwater, so they don't need to come up for air. They have gills. You don't have to come up for air.
It's such a.
Did you know that? Did you know that, Jesse?
I guess I've never really thought that much about the ocean. Like
Jesse's not a fan of the ocean.
It's this crazy place.
It's a crazy place.
Yeah.
It is a wild place.
Yeah. When you see some of those photos of like goblin shark, that's 100% pass for ever going in the ocean. Like if you think of the scariest thing that you could possibly imagine on land, that almost every single thing in the ocean is a professional level scarier than the scariest thing that exists on land.
Do you know what a goblin shark is, Dallas? We're
Just
gonna put
look a
picture
photo up. It's a nightmare.
I want to look it up.
It is a complete nightmare.
There's also things in the ocean that like we
don't
don't
even
even
know.
know about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you want to be the person who swims in the ocean and then be the start of the story of how they found the most terrifying thing ever? That's your story,
Never
Oh, that actually is kind of scary.
right?
thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has it got like a sword on its face?
I don't know.
Yeah. And those things just wash up on places where like we didn't know that these were here. Like that is essentially the ocean as a perimeter fence for humans. We're like, do not go here. You're at risk even going over the top of this thing. Like being in a boat is a medium plan. Anyway, how long in a whale hold its breath? What did you say? 1 hour? I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
It's just a guess.
It was 10 to 20 minutes.
10 and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was watching some video on Instagram.
Weird that whales like can't stay underwater.
Like everyone's like, oh, whales and dolphins, the design is so cool.
Bro.
Really kind of not.
So stupid.
And I can almost guarantee that most dolphins and whales, because I am now a marine biologist,
Right.
die en route to going up for that one breath of fresh air every 30 hours.
Do you think, I mean, it had to have happened, but like a whale has drowned? What a dumb way to go. If you're a whale, you're a whale, bro. How often do they have to breathe? What's your guess?
Blue whale, let's say one. Yeah, I'll say once every 24 hours. Oh, boy. Oh, God. What is it? 10 to 20 minutes.
It's a really funny video. We'll have
How do they
to
sleep?
put
How
it
do they
up.
sleep?
Yeah.
They said like 24
Good question.
hours. That was like their
What?
guess. I don't even know what I would say. I feel like I would say
they don't
like,
sleep 20.
like 2 or 3 hours. I feel like I would have guessed like 2 or 3 hours.
No, they
Like,
can't sleep if they have to breathe every 10 to 20 minutes, or do they sleep with their holes out the top of the ocean?
Yeah, holes up, baby.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a
It's
valid
weird
question.
to think about though.
Is
Yeah.
because
we should actually look that up. How do whales sleep?
or anything that lives under the water.
Dolphins
Well,
are the
they
same,
can breathe
right?
underwater. Most things can. Like dolphins and whales are probably the only things in the ocean that have to come up for air. Everything else breathes. If it has gills, it breathes. I'm pretty sure that's right.
What about
gills? You breathe.
what about like tentacly creatures? Do they have
No.
gills?
Oh, I don't think they have gills,
They gotta have some kind of gills.
but they breathe.
Yeah, I feel like they do.
They do breathe
They have-
underwater. Like octopus.
Have you
and
seen
stuff.
those octopus that like there's like they get them in a boat and then it escapes the boat through like
Yeah,
this
the tiny
tiny
they're like
where the water goes out and it's like an
'Cause
impossible.
they have no bones. Their only thing that's hard is their beak.
Yeah, I don't care for them.
Have you ever seen one in real life? Ever seen a blue ring octopus?
Those
Those
will
things
kill
will
you.
kill you.
Just at Monterey Aquarium.
Jesse has a nice photo that
Yeah,
he took
on my phone.
Let me see it.
Of the-
Show
of the aquarium.
people.
Yeah.
That is
This is
actually
not
weird that
this
you-
is not a picture you took off the internet. That is from
I
his,
took that photo myself.
It looks like Nemo.
It's
Look at
weird
Nemo
that
and all
you
his
hate
friends.
the ocean so much, but it's your like
Screensaver.
wallpaper.
Yeah, just visually. I guess I like colors more than I hate the ocean. I mean, I don't hate the ocean. I just know my
I like
limits.
rocks.
All right, guys. Well, that's what we'll wrap that thing up. But
What was just? Hang on, you need to finish with the start thing. Even though
okay,
you're
I'll
so
finish
out.
with the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing. So, did you know, like, an apple, right? Like a red apple. Like you would say like it's red, right? It's actually all the other colors besides red. The reason why an apple's red is because that's the color that it's reflecting. So like when you see like color, that's the object is reflecting that color back at you.
How do they decide what color to reflect?
Well, it's not a decision. It's just like it's like makeup. It's just like how it is.
But they have to be a certain color. Otherwise,
well, like the colors of the rainbow, those are all the colors of the spectrum. And when that's what light is. And when it hits something, it absorbs the light, and whatever colors it doesn't absorb, it reflects back at you, and that's the color that you see.
Have you seen that Vanta black?
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
Do you know how that works?
It absorbs all light.
Yeah, because it's all like tubules.
It's crazy.
Like it's just like all like tubes facing out towards light, and it
I saw a
absorbs
watch of it,
all
and it's
light.
like it sees the watch, and then it goes into like a Vanta black like thing behind it, and you just can't see it anymore. All you see is the little like hands.
Yeah, apparently I think it's from the UK, and I think they like won't export it or.
Yeah, we'll have to show a video of that Vanta black.
It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
It just all you can see is like the outline of something, even if it's 3-dimensional, because it absorbs all light.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
my
it.
interesting fact. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Those things
right.
good.
wig me out.
Well, that's about it. If you guys like listening to Jesse Bifano on a microphone, he also has a podcast.
We've got 4 or 5 followers.
Conjugate Nation podcast, right? Is that
One's
what it
Dallas,
is?
actually.
Conjugate Nation podcast, right?
Yeah. Yep. Conjugate Nation.
Where do they find it?
It is on Spotify. It is on Apple. You can also find us on YouTube.
The tube.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll put a link of it in the bio of that video if you guys want to check it out. But it's like, what do you guys kind of like? What is it?
It's technical. So we do one with Adam, just talking about like coaches talk.
How many episodes you guys have out about now?
Like 13.
13 episodes.
13 episodes. Yeah, talk about like conjugate system, how we apply it. But it's more specifically towards CrossFitters and sport athletes.
And how they can kind of
exactly
use the method.
Yeah, how we use the method, what we found effective, like our sort of things we've learned over the years, and then how we've applied them.
And you also do it with
Shane Sweat, Sweatshop Cincinnati, huge list of credentials, and then Chris McDonald, who's now over at Adam's Gym.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah,
coaching away.
Yeah, level 4 tester. I guess level 1,
for
2
CrossFit.
Yeah,
level 4 CrossFit,
and then
I think
he
one
administers.
of 8 like evaluators for the level 4 test.
Yeah,
which is pretty awesome.
Totally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, super legit.
Some knowledge.
Awesome
on there.
guy.
But yeah, make sure you guys check that out. But that's about it. It's very rare we get the whole team together in one place, so I'm happy we got to do it.
Heck yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
roll it. There we go, Jesse. Come on.